So Paul,
Your turn, Crabbers.
my second choice of the day, and one that we will hopefully get to drive,
That would be nice.
because I haven't yet broken it,
Do I get to start in this one, just in case it breaks?
is this lovely 1994 Rover, the 216. Now I've chosen this one out of the Drive Dad's fleet because this was the car that inspired my mother to learn to drive.
That's an important car.
That is an
actually.
important car. Now it was actually the 214,
So not the coupe with
not
the
the
bulges.
coupe, 5-door hatch, the
Okay.
214, which sits in the collection. But I thought, seeing as though the 216 is part of the Drive Dad's fleet, let's get it out, let's have a spin.
Especially as you made them move Chapter 3's
Yeah.
Austin Maxi out of the collection.
Yeah, and then
took a good few hours.
Yeah,
and then you broke it.
So I thought it was probably easier. So let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Rover badge had always stood for class, robust British engineering and ingenuity. Then the first generation Rover 200 arrived in the mid-1980s. It says something that the Rover 213 was the car of choice for Richard and Hyacinth Bouquet in the BBC sitcom Keeping Up Appearances. The second generation Rover 200, though, was a different story. Rover 200 series brought a much-needed fresh face to the small family car market, even spawning sporty versions like this Tomcat coupe. Rover was back.
That sounds really good.
It sounds lovely.
So you had the 214, not the 216.
Yeah, so we have the 214. So, as you know from stories that I've told, my father loved his British Leyland. So he had Max's, Morris Marinas, he had a Montego estate.
Countryman.
Yeah.
But they were cool cars. Even as a kid, I thought they were good looking.
And my mum actually really liked the Montego
Was
estate.
it green?
It was
The gold
white.
script.
It was white. And because of the cars that my dad had, my mum was never inclined to learn to drive. She thought, I don't want to drive that. Why would you want to drive a Maxi or a Marina? You know, she didn't feel the need to. And then my dad progressed, and it was their newest car that they ever bought. It was a 214, and it was only 2 years old. I mean, that was unheard of in our family to have a new car. That to us was really new. And my mum thought, oh, this is a bit flash.
It'll have been the walnut, right?
This is a bit flash. I think I might learn to drive. So I was 27 when my mum learned to drive.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 55. It took her a year, I think.
But do you know what? That makes this such an important car
really
for your
does.
life.
Of course it does. I mean, it gave my mum the freedom that she'd never had to learn to drive at 55. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Living all that life and never getting a car behind the wheel and driving.
And for it to be a 90s Rover that changed your mind on that is pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. So that was really important. Obviously, I was an adult by then. You know, I'd moved away from home, so I didn't get to be a passenger with her in the car and what have you. So it doesn't.
What you mean is you were old enough to have the choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Sarah, I've just started driving.
Yeah, no,
Great.
it's all right, Mum. I'll walk. It took you a year, Mum, so I will definitely walk. But for me, it's so significant that it changed her and it gave her the confidence.
Yeah.
At that age to suddenly think, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Here we are doing videos about cars, and actually we've come right back in a circle from talking about the oily bits, talking about features of cars and everything else, right back to the important bit, which is the link between cars and people.
And the people.
Because that's what, I guess, a Great British Car Journey is all about, because we all experienced these cars in some way, shape or form, didn't we? And for right or wrong, they shaped our lives.
Yeah.
You were shaped by, no you weren't, because you were 27 by that point.
It definitely shaped my mum's life.
Yeah, I was shaped by a Jelly Mold Sierra. I like this. This sounds really good. I know this is the what's known as the Tomcat, isn't it? Or the Tomcat that was the turbo one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is this the turbo? No.
This is the Tomcat.
Yeah. With the told you on the bonnet.
And it's really lovely. Steering so light on it. It's really
And do you know
nice.
what? You get a ridiculous amount of these doing track days. And I bet the track day boys and girls never thought they'd be doing track days in a car that's got a strip of fake walnut on the dashboard.
Don't you just love that fake walnut?
I do, but at the time, it did genuinely look classy.
It
Because if you look at other cars in the sort of early to mid 90s, they didn't have fake walnut because that was all done
And not
by that
only has it
point.
got the fake walnut, it's got the lovely simplistic touch of the digital clock right in the middle there.
Which you've broken.
Is it not working?
No. It's timeless, Sarah.
It's timeless. It's a timeless beauty.
This Rover 216 is timeless because the clock's not working.
And do you know what? I know this is lovely, the 216 coupe. I personally prefer the 5-door hatchback.
Why?
I just
Just
think,
because it's got the memories.
I just think it looks uber cool, but I am a little bit weird like that.
But cool.
Yeah, I do.
That's a notch too far, isn't
I
it?
do have rose tinted glasses on when it comes to a lot of these cars, and for me, this is a little bit too pretty.
It is pretty.
It's
It is
too pretty.
Yeah.
I like cars that are a little bit ugly. That's why I like you, Paul.
Thank you for saying that. On that note, I think I should drive said pretty Rover.
Would you like to have a go?
Yes, please.
I think you're going to really like it.
I'm not going to struggle with getting off the line like I did with the Austins.
You know, are you?
I like the T-bar sunroof.
Yeah.
Is it actually a T-bar?
Yeah, it is.
So you can open your side. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
This wins. Look at that. Do you know what? That is brilliant. I bet
Isn't
this
it?
has saved so many marriages.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't want my sunroof open, darling. Well, you don't have to have your sunroof open
know,
because
like-
I'll open mine.
You know, my mum was 25. Sorry, my mum was 55.
And you were 27.
My mum was 55. She'd have been having menopausal hot sweats. So we've gone from pelvic floors to menopausal hot sweats. Wow, from one car to another.
You have to have watched the Mini Clubman video for that reference.
And, you know, I'm there in life. I would want that open. And then to the half is like, I'm keeping nice and warm.
I love the fact that it's got a T-bar sunroof. I want a T. Why don't cars have T-bar sunroofs these days?
Don't know.
Let's make it. Car manufacturers, listen up. We want T-bar sunroofs.
We
Bring
want
them back.
T-bars. Definitely.
Bring back T-bar sunroofs.
Please. Go on then.
Right, my turn. You have to get out though, that's how it works.
I'm just a little bit slower than you, that's all. It's just that I want him to open my door for me. He's not going to, is he? He's not a real gentleman. This is proof, right, to see if Paul's a real gentleman. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Paul.
There you go. You broke it. She's been driving the car for about 4.5 minutes and she's broken it.
What have you broken now?
It's the fuse box cover.
Oh, it was already hanging off.
You've helped it all the way off. There it goes. So you can read the fuses.
Okay. Well, if we need a replacement fuse with the same current ratings, I'm your gal.
It would seem so. Would you like your T-bar sunroof open, darling? I'm going to close mine.
I might do soon. You never know at this age. It just comes on that quick.
It's right here. It wants to be off, doesn't it?
You're going into
I'm going into two.
You're going into two. Woo!
Just go. Just go. Look at that. We're racing a camper van. I know you can't see that, but we are racing a camper van.
We are racing the camper van. We're almost going to win.
I remember from when I had an MG ZR, which must be about 98 vintage, the thick, knobbly steering wheel grips.
Yeah.
Which felt very much like a 90s sports car. You drive like an MR2 or an MGF,
Yeah.
It's got that kind of knobbly, thick moulded.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was designed to be ergonomic, but all it does is really hurt your hands.
That's
listen
because
to
you
her.
do the washing up too much, Paul.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Actually, I think 4's faster than 2.
hers, doesn't she?
Yes. Why is it a she?
Because it's my pick of the day. Of course it's a she.
Okay. It's almost like a manual. You almost have to change up because that's too fast.
It is too fast, yeah.
I actually really like this. This is the first time I've driven any of these age Rovers apart from my MGs, which was a bit different. Oh, it does change up. Still 20 down here, isn't it?
It is 20 down, so I think you are just
Yes.
exceeding the speed limit slightly.
Only a little bit, it's fine.
I think all the viewers can see the G-force on my face.
The G-force, is that what broke the clock?
It's definitely what broke the fuse thing.
Yes. Yeah, I like this. This was a good pick.
Do you not think it smells a bit new, this car?
It does, it does. But I think that we have picked cars that have been carefully selected for the UK's newest motoring attraction. So you would expect them to be nice cars and smell new, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But they do. They all smell like the cars that they were originally. Just that's a bit of a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, and everybody else knows what you mean.
Yeah. Whereas some cars you get in, it's had that many air fresheners and sweaty feet in that it just
and
stinks.
bogies.
Yeah. They just stink. But this and all the cars we've driven today smell like they're supposed to smell.
Yeah, they're lovely. They're all in great condition.
So this is a really important car for Crabbers.
Yeah.
And if it's an important car for you as well, you can drive this. That's what I love about these cars. I mean, some of the cars we've driven today are from the collection, so people can experience them, but some of them like this, you can actually drive.
Yeah.
Turn up and drive this. I know we're doing that, but that's really cool.
So my mum's in her 80s now.
You bringing her down?
Of course I'm going to bring her down.
You've got to get her to drive this.
Definitely.
You might need the one out of the collection because she'll look at it and, you know, your mum sounds like a lady of detail. She's going to go, well, mine had a boot.
Yeah.
Mine didn't have a slopey roof like that, and didn't have these.
These lovely two-bar sunroof. You love that, don't you?
I love that. I really love that.
You just love the sound it makes as well, don't you?
I like that if you get your fingers in from the outside, you can close it from the outside as well. So if you lock the car, if we got to put your T-bar sunroof down,
push it down,
do it from outside the car. Not the most secure thing in the world.
No.
And a very boring thing to end the video on, but there we are. Sarah's Drive Mum's car selection is this wonderful Rover 216, and I'm pleased I've driven it.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah's mum.
I think I want a Rover.
I already knew that about you. Right. Next one.
I can't wait.